When you're at the edge of inner changes, one of the signals that you can tell you're there is because you're now willing to turn and look at parts of yourself that in the past were too scary or too hard to accept. This is often called personal shadow work. And there's inner figures inside of us, one of them called the Inner Denier, whose whole job is to continue to protect us from seeing and acknowledging parts of ourselves that are like hot potatoes. Like, no, 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 that's not you. And usually they're parts of ourselves that have to do with our power, like our creativity, our strength, our boundaries, our ability to say no, our anger, and our passion. So if you're feeling stuck and you're feeling hopeless, there's many reasons that could happen, but one of them is that your inner denier is up and saying, oh, no, 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 you're not going to change. That's not you. You don't have any power. You don't have any creativity. You don't have any agency. And if that's the possibility, this short video will give you some background on what happens when you're at the edge of unearthing and reclaiming parts of yourself that have been too dangerous to own in the past, as well as a very simple guided process with your deep imagination to melt some of the places of stuckness and constriction when you feel freaked out. Mostly your inner denier feels freaked out. Get a remedy from your inner first aid kit to use your deep imagination to help you recognize how much bigger you are. Hi, I'm Sheila Belanger. I'm a strategic transformation coach. And the purpose of this YouTube video channel is to help you with all kinds of different inner work processes, mindset shifting processes, to remember who you really are and to give you the courage and support and resources to go forward when you're at the edge. Even though parts of you are terrified and scared and no, I'm just going to go back to the old, small, constrictive way I was. It's like, don't go there. Take a breath, get the resources you need to say, I'm going to have the courage to follow my longing, to follow that deep sense from my soul that I'm more than I think that I am, and that some other parts of me want to emerge now, not only for my own fullness and authenticity, but in some way to contribute to the immense changes and challenges of our current world situations. So enjoy this short video and take good care of yourselves. Recognize your ways that you can stop feeling so stuck.
The inner wisdom of your imagination. Get a remedy for your inner denier who gets hopeless and shut down. You can feel so shut down by the limiting mindsets of your wounded inner denier when you're at the edge of inner changes. You can feel caged and constricted. Inner edges are challenging. These are the places where you know that your old life and identities are over, but you do not yet know who you are becoming nor where you're going. Very fruitful and challenging place. It's easy to get pulled back into the old identities for safety sake, but yet something in you is longing to go forward and explore a different way of being and a different identity. Inner edges are very challenging. You need a way to access more of your inner wisdom so you can free yourself from the limiting mindsets of your wounded inner denier. You carry many, many selves within you. All of us do. It's a huge guest house inside of different inner figures. Sometimes they don't get along with each other, sometimes they do. These inner selves are various parts of your personality. You have wounded as well as wholeness inner figures. All of us do. Dominant wounded inner figures are often habitual and rooted in your adaptive childhood survival strategies. Be a good child. They believe that their job is to protect you by keeping you small, safe, and invisible so that you socially belong and fit in. They are your limiting protectors, and they have many different versions inside of you. At the edge of inner changes, your inner denier can sabotage your ability to go forward with repression moves. That's the unique way that this protector, inner protector, tries to stop you. As a limiting protector, your inner denier's repression moves seek to keep you ignorant of unacceptable parts of you, such as your anger, your creativity, your power. It's like hide it away, keep it away from awareness, stick it in the luggage and zip it up. Okay, does not exist. You need a remedy from your inner first aid kit to help shift your inner denier's repression mindset that is hiding you from yourself and keeping you stuck and often hopeless. Your inner denier gets afraid when unacceptable parts of you begin to emerge and seeks to repress your awareness of them. It's like we all have an inner lion tamer inside, and we're going to tame that wild beast, that unacceptable part of ourselves. No, no. Your inner denier locks these parts of you into your personal shadow. It's a kind of unexamined inner basement shed. And many of us know what this is like on an outer level where you have that set of boxes in the basement you haven't looked at for years, or a closet you just shut the door and never go into. It's like shut it away. Lock these parts of you away so you do not see them and do not have awareness of them. Now, here's a definition of personal shadow. This is a term from psychology. The personal shadow is essentially the sum total of all negative aspects of the persona, the conscious self, that have been disowned from the personal self. Traits that are what we normally perceive as being inferior, evil, or unacceptable. Acting on or even acknowledging these traits would cause a person to have a negative perception of themselves. This comes from allydog.com, their glossary. These repression moves of your inner denier include classical psychological processes like projection or transference, which are used to maintain your conscious identity, to keep what's not acceptable in that basement shed, or that basement or that shed. Projection, again, a definition, a psychological definition. The process of displacing one's feelings onto a different person, animal, or object. The term is most commonly used to describe defensive projection, attributing one's own acceptable urges to another. And we all do this, by the way. This is just part of human nature as self protection. For example, if someone continuously bullies and ridicules a peer about his insecurities, the bully might be projecting his own struggle with self esteem onto the other person. These definitions come from psychologytoday.com in their basic definitions. And then transference, the other psychological term I'm offering you, a phenomena in which one seems to direct feelings or desires related to an important figure in one's life, such as a parent, towards someone who is not that person. Again, the inner denier in us transferring something that is difficult to deal with outside of ourselves, whether it's an aspect of ourself that we throw out and say, that's not me, that's somebody else, or there's something unfinished business with a previous experience in our life, a relationship in our life, and we put it onto somebody else. It's a little bit safer to deal with. When your inner denier is up, you may be on a potent edge with personal shadow material that is ready to be integrated. This is often called shadow work. And this image is particularly helpful because in working with personal shadow material, it's not always the so-called unacceptable, ugly parts of ourselves, like our rage or anger or power, but it also can be something amazing about ourselves that we're just not able to acknowledge is there. So this image of the little kitty, but with this big lion, it's like the lion heart or the power of the lion that's in this small kitty. You might be acting like a house cat, and there's actually an inner lion in you that has been repressed or been hidden. So this is about doing personal shadow work. Now, if you're on the edge of this and you feel like things are starting to erupt, that your inner denier is not quite able to keep everything stuffed into that basement or stuffed into that locked shed, if that's happening, don't push yourself. Go slow and respect your other vulnerable inner figures. Sometimes inner shadow work is most effectively done with the support of a therapist or guide because you're basically outing parts of yourself that the inner denier in you has been trying to keep hidden for decades sometimes. So you don't want to push yourself over the edge. You want to take it slow and really check in. and ask your heart what is needed and how to move forward. Do you feel resourced enough to begin to look at some of these parts of you that are emerging from the basement? Or is it, no, it's too destabilizing and it's actually, I'm traumatizing myself. Don't go there. Seek the help of a professional like a therapist or a guide. Because you're so much more than you think you are, especially who your inner denier thinks you are. There's so much in all of us that we are not aware of. You can expand your awareness beyond your inner denier's shutdown patterns by cultivating the wisdom of your four ways of knowing. And I'm going to guide you now in a way to consider opening up some awareness and unsticking yourself, dealing with being unstuck, but in a gentle way that does not push you over the edge. Really, really key. Your four primary ways of knowing are core intelligences in you. And in culture, as we're enculturated in our dominant Western culture, it's usually our mind and our superficial mind, strategic mind, that gets really entrained in us. And we forget about these other ways of knowing. We have many ways of knowing, but there are four primary ways: the wisdom of our senses, our body, wisdom of our feelings, the wisdom of our imagination, and the wisdom of our deep thinking. You can use your four ways of knowing to tap into your inner wisdom. The four windows of wisdom are your ways of knowing. It's like the lens through which you look at things. And this concept of the four windows of wisdom is adapted from Eligio Stephen Gallegos' work. He has a book called The Animals of the Four Windows. The four ways of knowing, or the four windows of wisdom I'm going to offer you, come also from the stream of Soulcraft and Animus Valley Institute. And it's a very, very powerful way to help you open up to your other ways of knowing. Now, your four windows of wisdom are four primary human modalities through which you learn about yourself and the world. It's like, imagine you're looking through a window, okay? And so the sensing window is full present sensing. What do your bodies and senses know? We know that you come into a room and your body gets a hit about what's going on, you know? Your feelings window. What do your feelings and heart know? The wisdom of your heart, the wisdom of your feelings. It's important not to deny that. The imagination window, we call it your deep imagination. What does your imagination know? And your thinking window, heart centered thinking or deep thinking. What does your deep thinking know? Not the strategic, crazy monkey mind, but rather a deeper, quieter, insightful part of yourself. These are four windows of wisdom, four ways of knowing. With the imagination window, and we ask, what does your imagination know? It's asking us to open to the imagery that's always present in us, but we're often marginalizing or not tracking. What I mean by that is you could close your eyes and then maybe there's a memory that comes unbidden to you, or you start seeing inside with your eyes closed, or there's some sense you have, a story going on. Those are all like deep imagery processes. And the more you access them and cultivate your connection with them, the more this wisdom, this inner wisdom, can be available to you. One remedy for your inner denier's repression moves is to use your imagination to connect to an expanded sense of yourself. Open up that stuckness. Open up that impulse to shut down, deny, hide away, get hopeless. Come explore a simple imagination remedy from your inner first aid kit to support gently shifting the stuckness of your inner denier, opening up a little bit. First, and this is a really simple guided journey I'm going to give you. If you're watching the video, I invite you to come along with me. You also can listen to it and then go back and replay it, this part, if you want to do it experientially. First, stop any external tasks. Slow down, close your eyes, and be still for a few minutes. Just gently breathe. I'm going to walk you through this. And again, you can come back and slow it down or stop the video right now and do this. Be still for a few minutes and then come back to the video. Notice where in your body you feel stuck. This is not your head figuring it out. It's like you're quieting, you're breathing, your eyes are closed. Where is there any stuckness in your body? Just notice where that is. Put both hands on your heart and imagine connecting to the warmth and light of the sun. Here's where your imagery is coming in. Whatever I say, when I imagine the warmth and light of the sun, just allow with your eyes closed to imagine the sunlight coming to you. You can feel the warmth, and even with your eyes closed, perceive the light. Now imagine bringing the warmth and light of the sun into the stuck place in your body, wherever that is. Just imagine that beautiful light and warmth of the sun coming to that stuck place in your body. And again, you might want to stop this video and allow you to do this a little bit longer, just like bring that into your body. In your imagination, feel the sensation of warmth and light in your body melting the stuckness. Just let your imagination help you feel it melting away. You don't have to worry about where it goes or what it means or what it is. Like, don't let your mind get activated. Just imagine the light and warmth of the sun melting the stuckness in your body. Just let it go. Just breathe and let it go. And again, you can stay with this image and this process a little longer if you want. Rest a few minutes in the feeling of being unstuck, like the log jam's broken, the river can flow. Just let that come in. You're with your imagination. Again, you can stop and wait a bit or come back and continue with me. So notice if this imagination remedy helps you to be less stuck and hopeless. If so, use it as needed. It's very simple. You could take a couple minutes and just notice, I'm feeling stuck and tight. Okay. Rest, take a breath, close your eyes, imagine the sun, the warmth and light of the sun coming to the place of stuckness, just melting it away, feeling yourself opening up, using your imagination to do so. Albert Einstein tells us imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. Everything's possible with our imagination. You can also do an imagination windows guided journey to connect with the wisdom of your deep imagination. You can sign up for the free guided journey to access the the wisdom of your imagination window. All you need to do is go to the link in the description below with this video, and you'll be taken right to an audio, just gentle, less than 6 minutes guided journey I give you to open to the window of imagination and just allow yourself to connect there. And you could do that as many times as you want. So enjoy that and really trust the inner wisdom of your imagination and use it as a remedy as you feel stuck to help lessen the grip that your inner denier has.
Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, check out these other videos and don't forget to subscribe. Tap the subscribe button so you'll be notified when new videos are up every Tuesday. And thanks so much for watching.